What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Lost Records Journal, Player One vs. World's Lost Records Focus Podcast, episode 36, Side B. I am one of your co-hosts, Adnan Riaz. My co-host, Adam Evalt, is here. Adam, you here?
I am here. It's hot in the south, but I have central AC.
Yes, you do have central AC. I'm very jealous of you with
Yes.
that. We are currently recording the same day as obviously Side A, and it's still hot as well. And I'm dying a little bit, so bear with us as well whilst we do this podcast. Because, yeah, UK heat, until you experienced it, you've experienced it. Otherwise, do not even ever question it because it's too hot. We're back for Side B, though, because we've got quite a few things to talk about. We're just catching up on these two podcast episodes as well, because some of those news pieces from Side A were a little bit older, but we're just catching up on a backlog of stuff because we've got time for that. And then Strange Cast will come up the week after. So I imagine there's going to be quite a few things to talk about on there as well. But anyway, Adam, before we start, if you are new here, please do consider dropping and subscribe to the channel, turn up notifications, like this video. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers, so if you can help support the channel, it's greatly appreciated. And the Lost Records Journal, not Strange Cast, the Lost Records Journal is available on all podcast services. So we're available on Spotify with the video version, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We've got 39 5-star ratings. We've got 166 follows. So please do go and like us over there and rate us as well. You boost our visibility. And you can follow as well to get instant access to the episodes as soon as they become available. Adam,
Yes.
got quite a few parts here of things to talk about. A lot of musically things as well. I think you might like this episode as well. Should we go into our first piece then?
Thank God there's an episode I actually enjoy recording.
Indeed. And well, there you go. Thank you very much for that, for admission of that. Anyway, Adam, I thought we'd go to an interesting thing here first. So this is from Ruth Radelet, not Radelet or thingy, it's Ruth Radelet, the former frontwoman of Chromatics. And this is from Kid Katana's vinyl. If you remember seeing from the side with the liner notes, I decided to transcribe it and pull it up so we could talk about them. And as you can see here, this is from Ruth Radelet in the liner notes for Kid Katana's Records. She's put, quote unquote, when I was invited to create music for Don't Nod Montreal's Lost Records Bloom and Rage, I had the idea right away to partner with my former Chromatics bandmates, Adam Miller and Nat Walker. I knew that together we could bring a unique mood to the soundtrack, referencing our established collaborative aesthetic while adding new songwriting and production elements. We wanted our contributions to embody the bittersweetness, nostalgia, and occasional darkness of the game, to complement the beauty of the visuals. Our intention was for the tracks to feel atmospheric and cinematic, but to also be able to stand on their own as complete pop songs. Although I am a little younger than Swann Holloway, Autumn Lockhart, Nora, and Kat, I was also a misfit teenager in the 90s, and it was easy for me to relate to the girls and immerse myself in their worlds. I was able to draw from my own memories and experiences during the writing process, and all the songs are very personal. Even Velvet Cove feels familiar and evokes the wooded landscape of the Pacific Northwest where I grew up. So that is Ruth Radelet talking about the soundtracks. Obviously, Ruth Radelet was one of the key musicians on the soundtrack, teamed up with Nat Walker and Adam Miller, formerly Chromatics, to do parts of the songs on there. Very interesting as well. I wonder what she actually thought about working with Michelle as well, because obviously, you know, that Chromatics had a massive rise to fame as well, with in sync with Twin Peaks. I say Twin Peaks, but Twin Peaks and David Lynch. I do wonder if she just like immediately was like, "Oh wow, this guy's really like David Lynch in certain respects." But no, very interesting to hear her perspective, because I didn't actually realize like she's in her 40s now as well. So which is like, I was like looking at the kind of like comparison. It's like she's almost like Swann's age. Or she's a little bit older than Swann, I think.
She's a little younger. Yeah.
A little younger, yeah. So she's like near enough that age. But yeah, it's quite interesting to hear a perspective from behind the scenes as well. Because like obviously, I thought one of the interesting pieces was the fact that she said, I want the songs to stand on their own, even outside the soundtracks. And I think, for example, if you listen to Dreamers, it does feel like something you can listen on its own, even if it's not attached to Lost Records.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the thing. The way you think about music, and especially like how you incorporate that into a game, it's just like, how will it fit, not just in frequencies and all that, but like how will it fit both? Can you listen to this on its own on a soundtrack, or can it be only within the context of the game? So it has to like fit as music in general. So yeah, and plus, you know, she does do like pop songs. She knows how to write a pop song that fits a mood. So yeah, like straight up, like this definitely fit the bill.
Yeah, like that music is so coded for it, and it felt like this game as well. So it was when Beach House plays as well during the ethereal dance sequence in Fawn's Curse or Rest,
Yeah.
like who
Fawn's
cares about
Rest,
Rest?
baby.
Fawn's
Fawn's Rest.
Curse, it's Fawn's Curse. So
Yeah.
like that dance sequence, like that Beach House song is very much like one of Michel's favorite songs, if not his favorite song. And yeah, he could stand on its own away from that scene. And I think that's probably a testament to the game that Don't Nod Montreal made, where it's like that soundtrack can appeal to anyone. And I think again, it's down to the artist as well, because like Chromatics and the former members of Chromatics
Mm,
had their own distinct style. So it's like they're going to bring that to a game,
mm,
and it's going to stand out from what the game is always going to be. It's not going to be fully coded into that. I think music from Before the Storm's our daughter for Before the Storm. I think you
mm.
can see that it's very much like daughter's own music, and those songs can stand out on their own, even away from Life is Strange BTS.
Yeah.
So, um, no, nonetheless, very interested to see her. Just before we move on as well, what is your favorite song from the soundtrack that they made? Nat Walker, Adam
Oh,
Miller, and Ruth Radelet.
bro. I mean, you say Dreamer, and like that really does stand out. Man, you got me on a thing. Like it's kind of like when you ask Olivia Lepore, like, "Oh, what's your favorite Taylor Swift song?" You catch her in the act. Let me pull up the actual
I can pull
track.
them up here for you.
Yeah, go
I
for it.
beat you to it here because it's actually on the tweet underneath it. So as you can see here, if we pull up the card underneath, they're the songs that they made. I knew
Okay.
this was coming. I predicted
Oh,
the
a place
future.
like home. A place like home, dude. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that one's a banger, dude. Absolutely. I mean, the Veil is also a banger, but like I like a place like home. That's a nice one.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
for me, it's either Dreamer or is it Dreamers? Dreamer? I can't remember.
It's true. Oh
Dilemma
yeah,
there.
I'm pretty sure it's streamer. Yeah.
And the Wild Unknown. Those are two of my favorites. I think it's just because it sets up the tone of the game.
Oh, it's
Um,
Dreamers. I have the actual track list here.
damn it.
Um yeah, it's Dreamers, plural. But no, I like yeah, I'm pretty sure I like man, Without a Trace too was a banger too. But like they're all
Yeah.
bangers. I think I like a place like home most.
Yeah. I think they're quite interesting. All of them. They're all very diverse and very distinct for their styles and what they're doing. So, nonetheless, very interesting. I can't believe there's a typo that's going to leave me haunted for the rest of my life now. Fantastic. Anyway, Adam, should we move into our next piece?
Yes, because I am on a rabbit trail on Bandcamp, so please get me out of this rabbit hole.
Yes, I'm going to forget you out because I'm going to move on to our next piece as well. And again, we're going to the liner notes. We're going to get Nora Kelly's, but we're going to do that another time. But Adam, this time, Milk and Bone. Milk
Ah,
and Bone.
I like milk.
So I like milk and I like bone as well. That's why I like
I'm a
both those
vegetarian. I don't
combinations.
like bone.
Yeah, well, you're just weird as well for that being a vegetarian. Adam Milk and Bone, Laurence Amford, Balloon, and Camille Poliquin. I'm gonna say Camille and Laurence. Hey, speaking about Don't Know Montreal's Lost Records Being Rage and the Kid Katana vinyl liner notes. As you can see there, it says we quote unquote, we feel like music is so crucial for any video game, but a special attention to detail is needed for this type of game specifically. Having played Don't Nod games in the past and having been completely swept away by the pairing of the visuals and the sounds, we knew just how important our role was in the project. It was clear from the very beginning that we would be able to dive into our own world to write original music, grounded but ethereal, layered with vocals and harmonies and a foundation of synthesizers. With elements so close to our hearts, we feel like we are able to produce a score that feels authentic and true to the game as much
Mm,
as it does to us as a band. So very, very interesting to hear their perspective on that. They are my favorite artists from the soundtrack. I think they do amazing work on it.
oh,
Milk and Bone do cook like in itself. Like Forgone is not even on the soundtrack, like officially, but it's such a banger that it's in the game.
yeah,
um, Big fan.
yeah. No, and that's the good that they built it from a foundation of synths and synthesizers. Um, I'm putting on a hot take here, okay, for like all the
Oh,
music nerds out here. Uh, the '90s synths was when synthesizers hit their prime. Like that was the prime day for synths. Like you have synthesizers from like Juno and Moog. I believe Moog had synths from the 80s. I'm pretty
mm.
sure. I'm like half sure. But the 90s Moogs, like the 90s Moogs and the 90s Junos Like anything from like Casio in the 90s, like that they were in their prime in like
Yeah.
the 90s. And then like everything that they did in the 90s, like the 90s synths walk so that these modern synths can run. So like if you look at Arturia's like Poly Brutes, that's
Mhm.
like a 90s like built synth. So yeah, like to build this soundtrack from like the foundation of synthesizers, yeah, that's a good call because that's when they really peaked.
Yeah, I'd agree with you as well, because like whenever I think of synthesizers, that 90s period had a lot of
Yeah,
electronic pop and then like
really pop,
heavy. Yeah, and
yeah.
then even like I always think like when you think about the 90s, like two of the most famous films that came out in the 90s. Or was it in the 90s? Was Terminator 1 in the 90s? Was it late 1980s?
Oh, man,
Judgment Day came
honest
out in 1990s. But I think
yeah,
maybe it was
Judgment Day came
1989.
out in '91, and then I believe Terminator 1 came out in '88, '89, I believe.
Was it 88?
Pretty sure it's '88, yeah.
84. Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
Terminator the first Terminator was '84?
84 and the second one was 1991.
Yeah, I remember '91 was Terminator 2. They had to wait that long,
Yeah,
and
Jesus Christ.
we complain about sequels, like, taking the longest, like, "Oh, how come my Netflix, it takes so long to wait for the next part of the series?" They had to wait, what, 7 years for a second Terminator?
Yeah, for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Something
complain
must
all
have
the time.
happened. Was he not working on Alien or something? Yeah. So
Yeah,
discussions to
Alien
make a sequel stalled until 1989, in part owing to Cameron's work on other films such as Aliens and The Abyss,
yes.
but
Oh, yeah,
also
I
because of a
just recently
dispute.
watched The Abyss too. What a weird movie, dude.
Yeah.
The
There's also a
Abyss
dispute
is
with
by the way,
Hemdale Film Production
if
Corporation, sorry.
anybody has any access to The Abyss by written by James Cameron, there's a lot of experimentation with that film. Like he's like, "Oh, how can I make a movie with a sunken ship, i.e. Titanic, and also like weird alien beings?" And just like yeah, watch The Abyss if you ever get the chance, dude.
Yeah, it is an interesting film, The Abyss, of which Cameron worked on. But no, like when I'm talking about like maybe not the 90s and completely the 1980s and 1990s, that was like a rise of that. Because I remember with the Terminator, the first sequence when Kyle Reese and the Terminator fight, and you're like
Mhm.
dun 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 dun, dun like music starts building
Yeah.
up. And then even with the Matrix as well, and the pop and the music that they have in that, with like all the club scenes and like that kind of like electronic sound, that's
Yes.
very much Milk and Bone reminiscent. So whenever I listen to
Yes.
like Milk and Bone, I'm like, yeah, my
Yeah.
vibes, big
That's
vibes.
the thing. 90 cents that definitely hit the mark. So
Yeah, no, they're very, very very cool. Milk and Bone. I think they've nailed the soundtrack. And as you can see, Adam here as well. I'm going to ask you as well. Favorite song, Milk and Bone, from the soundtrack.
mm,
The
uh
Abyss, Insomnia, Riot, Moonlight, Velvet Cove, and Liminal Spaces.
man, I had to choose one.
Yes,
Uh,
or you can
uh
rank your top three.
top 3, Moonlight is in there. The Abyss and Liminal Spaces. Liminal
Yeah,
Spaces. Yeah,
very,
if I had
very,
to choose.
very all good picks. That's
Yeah.
top for me. The Abyss. I love that sound.
Mhm.
It's an amazing song that scored for that. So no, very, very cool. And yeah, I am all for Milk and Bone. And you should also drink milk as well. It's good for you.
Yes.
Which is just a
Except for vegans like Luke Bacchus. You drink oat milk.
mm,
Yes.
oh, I don't know. You might get sent to the abyss for that.
Yes.
Anyway, Adam, next piece. Should we go into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Adam, Sam Bradley's back. He is taking over the podcast, and
Oh
he is back
boy.
once more here. He put here as well when he shared a piece of post on Blue Sky. He put one of my favorite tasks on Bloom and Rage, designing the masked outfit variants for all our girls. So you remember this is at the Mickelson Ranch in tape 2, when the girls go banana and they,
Oh, yes.
cause things. So as you can see there, the asymmetrical feather for top of the head silhouette. This is the mask that Sam Bradley designed for Kat, very similar to Chloe's mask that she wears in the Before Storm Tempest play. As you can see, buttons for eyes, all the little details as well. I even like that as well, the See You in Hell on the side.
Yeah.
I noticed that when I was watching one of the scenes recently. Very, very cool. And then obviously Swann's masked variant as well. So you have painted paper wings mounted on a plastic mask, moth coated like Swann. Look at that,
Mhm.
Adam, cuffed
Yeah.
bottoms, 1990s.
Yes. All
That
you
is
Gen
90s
Zers who
coded.
think you're so clever with your cuffs, but like we were doing it way before, dude. Like you just stole
For
it.
sure.
Y'all think you discovered it, but no, 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 no. Everything cuffed. We had everything cuffed.
Always
Especially skate
cuffed.
culture. Yeah, we had everything cuffed.
By the way, I've seen like a recently, well, Gen Z is getting offended by the fact that Gen Z stare is getting called out
Yeah,
on TikTok.
yeah. I don't
It's like,
understand the like thing. Is it's like Gen Z stare. I'm like, you mean that they're just tired of everything and everything that's put on them? They're just staring at you. Like millennials had it bad, but man, Gen Z's having it like rough, dude. So
well,
yeah, yeah,
millennials had the millennial pause, but Gen Z are also the Gen Z stare is worse though, because like that's a reflection of like the times that they grew up in.
yeah,
Because like the Gen Z stare comes from like the byproduct of like just staring at screens all the time and whatever else. Because like we
yeah,
weren't fully introduced to that. Gen Z's 97 onwards, up to
yes.
like 2010. So it's like they are truly that. I dare to think what Gen Alpha is like because you're currently seeing it at the minute. I think Gen Alpha is now the youngest Gen Alpha will be 15 years old,
Oof.
which is
Well,
scares me. And Gen
yeah,
Beta starts next year, I believe, if I'm correct.
yeah, something like that. Oh,
So yeah, very, very frightening. And Adam, as you can see here as well, wolf mask for autumn from the scene. Very, very cool. This is the mask that Florry
nice.
picks up later as well, as he is. And then as you see here as well, this is Nora's mask as well, which I believe is it a badger? I think it was. I think he mentions it in here.
Badger, 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 mushroom.
Where did he put it now?
Oh,
Uh, yeah, he put someone put here. Wait a second. Nora's mask was a badger. I feel it was a raccoon. Given her previous mentions of taking things from the trash like a raccoon, mind blowing sample. Haha. Yes, they are similar creatures in some ways, so it's safe to assume she's got an affinity for both.
do you
That
have
is a badger
badgers in
mask.
England?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a shame. They suck.
but Jesus God, why?
Badgers are like awful, dude. Like badgers and geese. I'll kick them in the mouth, dude, every day of the week.
No, geese. I understand. I lived in York for 3 years when I was studying university, and they used to
Geese
even
are
be like,
they're assholes, dude.
yeah, they are. Like they used to have like geese signs, like road signs as well, saying like be
Yeah,
careful when you're driving. But like on the university campus, there was basically there's like 50% of the population on the university campus was geese. And at
yeah.
6 o'clock, it'd be like they're making loads of noise. And especially during this time when you'd be finishing towards the end of the year for your whichever year
They
you went York, there were
they
there
hiss.
were yeah, but they had their little offsprings as well, so they just start
Yes.
hissing even more. And like one
Yeah.
time as well, they were just sat outside the flat with the offlings, and as soon as someone tries to go out, they start squawking at them, and it's like, "What are you doing, man?" It's like, "What are you
Yeah.
doing?
I
Why are you
remember in
hissing?"
North Dakota, like I would go on the other side of the sidewalk and I would still hear them hissing at me. I'm like, yo, chill, dude.
Yeah,
Uh no, badgers are also like kind of a nuisance here. Honey badgers I can get with. I like the honey
fair.
badger. Yeah, but
I like
yeah,
foxes.
yeah, foxes are fine. I'll
They're
take
cute.
in a fox. Yeah, yeah. I'll
People
domesticate a fox.
it's banned here for like hunting them as well. Like, yeah, people had them posh middle class twats who'd hunt foxes. Like, why would you? They're cute and wonderful creatures.
What does the
Um,
fox say, by the way?
what does fox say for what?
No, just like what does do you remember that song? What does the fox say? It was such a
No,
Mariah song. Really?
no,
That's
I don't
interesting.
remember
I guess it was just an American millennial thing. Yeah, like write it in the comments down below. What does the fox say? You can put it in the comments and bother Adnan.
it. It might also be a UK thing, but again, you're talking to me. I limit myself from like any exposure from things.
Yeah,
Um,
it was you couldn't escape it in like 2000, I want to say 2011 it came out and like you could not escape it.
what was I doing in 2011? Was at uni? I was at uni, I think. I was uni at first time.
Yeah, yeah, we're the same age, so it was around our college age that, like, this
Yeah,
song came out. You couldn't escape it.
maybe I wasn't paying attention to it. Something was going on there. I think
Yeah,
I was
maybe.
probably preparing for life. But as you can see there, all amazing as well. Corey would be wearing badger mask because Corey's a douche. Interesting details though. Those masks are wonderful. Again, print them out on a limited run. Print them masks out. We will
Yeah.
buy them because they'll make
Mm.
money for you. Dollar dollar. Adam, next piece.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to go into our next piece of news, an interesting one. Obviously, a lot of things have happened since this one as well. This is from Mary Pouliot, who is the former Don't Nod Montreal's principal cinematic artist. Mary was unfortunately laid off in the recent Don't Nod Montreal layoffs, and we very much feel for her as well with that. But she did post in June as well, saying here, she put a big post out saying, um, a 4-minute reel to condense 3.5 years of producing cinematics for this game with intense and gratifying. What an intense and gratifying ride it's been. I'll forever be grateful for the opportunity to join Don't Nod for Lost Records. I've learned so much, both professionally and personally, and I'm proud of what we accomplished. I also met so many amazing people along the way. Those connections truly fueled me through these past few years. Shout out to a couple of people that says thank you for your creativity and perseverance. Your talent brought our scenes to life in such cool and emotionally powerful ways. And then Mary also tagged the actors as well, including Victoria Diamond, Natalie, Olivia, Amelia, Andrea, John Dawson, and Paul. We couldn't have wished for a better cast. You're truly Swann, Nora, Autumn, Kat, Dylan, and Corey. Thank you for everything. Obviously, Mary played a big part in even getting Olivia casted as Swann Holloway. Mary's video is available on Instagram. You can go and check it out. It's a full 4-minute video almost with her work that she did. Obviously, amazing. So we've seen it. And then Adam as well, Olivia Lepore was reacting to it as well at one point as well. She put here as well, 1 minute, 45 seconds. That cat and swan scene makes me teary. And as you can see on the side here in the video, it is the one where Kat is getting her hair trimmed by Swan, and it is in the Mickelson Ranch in tape 2. Very emotional scene. So yeah, just wanted to give that a shout out. It's such a shame as well because that was posted before Mary had been laid off from Don't Nod. And I feel for Mary as well because like she did amazing work from it, and the Don't Nod team deserve a lot better from what this game came out afterwards. But again, I think it's just that brutal climate that we're in at the minute where everyone is just like scrambling for anything in terms of like work in the gaming industry or trying to keep their jobs in there, etc., etc.
Yeah, it's bad. And again, like I'm talking to a lot of devs out here, and like even out here, it's a no-go. I mean, like I said before, a lot of teams are being laid off, but not in the way like Microsoft is doing it, dude. Like Microsoft is just, dude, it's gross, man. Especially since they have like the most profit. Like Microsoft is, I believe they're in the top 5 richest corporations in the world, right?
Second,
Yeah,
behind
second.
Nvidia, which is now
Yes.
at 4 trillion.
And they're still laying people off, dude. It's just disgusting, man. But yeah, everybody's getting laid off right now. Everybody. And it's affecting everything. You know, like I had to leave my last job because not a lot of people are buying, like they're going out to eat. So like sales are down in restaurants because people don't have jobs to spend it on. I don't know.
Using
Republicans.
AI.
What's that?
They're using AI to replace
They
most jobs.
they're using AI to replace all restaurants. Yes, they are.
Well, like certain roles, because like here's the irony, for example, like Indeed has laid off people in their HR and technological departments, and they're replacing parts of that role with AI. So it's like basically, it's like, do you remember? I don't know if you guys had it in the UK. We had it with supermarkets where they basically transitioned to like tons of like self checkouts. So they
Yeah.
cut off like a massive amount of like people who could work on tills,
Yes.
put self checkout, and then there's just one person that has to manage it or 2 people.
Yeah.
Ironically, a lot of the supermarkets are now trying to get back to tills with people there.
Yeah.
But that's what they're trying to do, though. So it's the same with Microsoft. They're
Yeah.
streamlining because they want to get rid of
Like
roles and they can AI it.
that's the thing. All these boomer Republicans are just like, oh, nobody wants to work anymore. Everybody wants to work. You're just taking their jobs out. Like
Yeah,
you're taking literally every job by like putting on like, oh, you don't have to put any regulations on AI. Like nobody wants to work anymore. Dude,
yeah.
maybe if you just create jobs, people will want to work, but you're actively taking jobs away. So
Yeah.
it's
It's
dumb, dude.
it's the biggest myth of all time that people don't want to work. And it's
Yes.
only because people don't get jobs immediately is because of how difficult the process is, how hard it is, and how fucking soul destroying it is. Imagine you're a game developer who's done Lost Records, and then you get a rejection from another company. You're like, what did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. It's just that that's the process. It's naturally where people will keep rejecting you and constantly is fucking soul destroying for your mentality.
Yeah.
And sorry, going rant here as well with like lace cuss words, but it annoys me because people get demeaned a little bit by applying for jobs. Your
Mhm.
parents' generation, which could basically buy their house for $50 and a loaf of bread, basically were able to just go into a place and hand their CV in. Didn't even need to give a CV. You just be like, "Can I get a job?" And they're like, "Yeah, cool. There you go."
Yeah. It
And
goes
none of
by a
that works
resume
now.
and a handshake. That's it.
Yeah, and none of that works now. If you went in there and tried to give you a CV, they'll probably like throw you out
Yeah.
via security and be like, just submit it online whilst reformatting everything else in there. You submit an
Mhm.
application, it's like, oh, can you fill your personal details? And it's like it's on the format, it's already on the resume, but they make you do it again because they want to do it for that reason. It's just like it is soul destroying. It's horrible as a climate, and it's not people don't want to work. You just make it almost impossible for people to work, and then at that point,
And
people will
because
choose
of
not
that
to work.
because of that, we have so much less like expendable income to the point
Yeah,
that like I think I read on an article that this past Prime Day
yeah,
sales were down 41%.
and to add on to
41.
that,
Yeah.
to add on to that, the best comment I saw wasn't mine. Someone said people have 41% less disposable income now.
Yeah.
It's like spot on.
Like that's the thing. It's just like, yeah, you can say that like, oh, people are boycotting Amazon, but like 41%, that should tell you how the economy's doing, man. Like you have 41% drop on
Yeah,
Prime Day. Like that's the thing. It's like you have to build an economy where like you can fund games and stupid crap, but what are
it's
you
too
gonna do? Nobody
expensive.
wants to work anymore. Bleh.
It's too expensive. Games are too expensive. Everything's getting too expensive. You're going to price yourself out of the market, and this will all like just collapse on itself in some way. Maybe it's not a massive rippling effect, but it'll have a massive shockwave on it because consumer entertainment gets affected by it. If you can't buy brand new games, who's going to play it? Like, who's going to
Yeah,
want to play
exactly.
it? It's like I'm not. Like people are already still annoyed, for example, at double exposure and paying like 90. We warned you about that. Don't buy it. And you went out and bought
Yeah.
the Ultimate Edition, and you got 10 minutes of cat content, and then the
Yes.
cat was returned at the end of the game. That was peak ultra capitalism mode. Here's a
Mm,
cat. Oh, we'll take it away at the end. It's like perfect. That's what's gonna happen. It
yeah.
truly that is video games at the minute. It is quite bad. So it's like horrible seeing people like Mary and other members of the Don't Nod Montreal team getting laid off. It's like it's so cutthroat. It's so cutthroat that industry. And I feel for a lot of people who work in that industry. It's like you know, all kinds of people have been laid off, and I don't feel for like I feel for these people as human beings, not because of
Mm,
what they did for their jobs. But it's like Aisha Farah hasn't found like another role properly in terms of
mm,
like a fixed contract at a studio. I think John Stow does the same thing. He had an opportunity to fall
yeah.
through. Like a lot of people who are on that creative team at Deck Nine for double exposure have not got found jobs. Again, I'm not defending the work that they did on that game because I thought it was atrocious the work that was produced for double exposure, especially from the creative team. But
But
as human beings,
they
as
still have
human
mortgages.
beings,
Yeah.
yeah, as human beings, I feel for someone looking for a job back in their industry when it's that difficult and a cutthroat of an industry. And obviously, we spoke to Backer as well when we talk about his like transition in out of the industry, getting laid off jobs as well. It's quite brutal. So, yeah, with like Lost Records, it's just an unfortunate, again,
Yeah.
another unfortunate byproduct of
Like
an industry where,
I told you off podcast, even me as a line cook, like a line cook, I was struggling finding work like here. It's craziness, dude.
uh,
Like the fact that like me as a line cook was struggling to find work, it's
for a
wild.
desirable role, like a
Yeah.
desirable role by like the public demand as well. Like it's just because people don't want to hire anymore because they know that they can't like it. One of the things that happened with the world as well is that career opportunities have gone now. So no one lives a career path anymore. People
Yeah.
change constantly, and that's a big problem that you have in society. Because if you brought someone in as a teacher into your profession, you wanted to keep them as a teacher for 25 years,
Mm,
they bail out of it very quickly. So you're causing
yeah.
more problems with that. So it's like the job market isn't as easy anymore. I look at a job and it says a cover letter. I'm out of here. I'm not
Yeah.
applying for it because I'm like I'm not wasting more time than I need to in a day. If you want to really do a cover letter, invite me to an interview. Let's sit down and talk about it because that's the cover letter. It's pointless
Yeah.
and devoid of any logic.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it's a very very weird world as it is. So yeah, I feel for Mary as well because obviously that piece that we just covered came out after she's been laid off from Don't Nod, and she did fantastic work. And obviously, we talked about it with one of the previous former Don't Nod Montreal devs who said like Lost Records won't be the same anymore in terms of like the style and thing, and it won't be. Abby was right about that. The style will not be the same anymore. Like Don't Nod can be like let's get another principal cinematic artist in when M2's production is in full swing, but then you've lost Mary Pouliot's influence on it and her like her style and stuff, and that's impactful for the overall project. So, yeah, it is really tragic. So wishing Mary the best of luck with what happens next. We'll be very excited to see when she gets back on her feet with whichever role it is as well. Adam,
Yes.
we're near the
That's my
finish line. Should we go? Here's your name. Should we go into the finish line? A couple of pieces of news left here.
God, yes, let's do it.
Yes, and thank you for bearing with us, guys. It's just been one of those really off-putting days to record.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering as well, the heat wave was all 3 days. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was like, yeah, there's no other way we're going to record this. Adam, as you can see here, the Nora Kelly Band on the 12th of June played at the Florry show at Sotterenea in Montreal. And they
You
played
said
See
it
You in
better
Hell.
than I could have.
Thank you very much. La Sotterenea. As you can see, Nora Kelly's playing there. As you can see, exciting. Woo! So yes, there was Nora Kelly playing "See You in Hell," which again is a very much a testament to what Ruth Radelet was saying in terms of you can play these independently, these songs, and they work. And speaking of Nora Kelly, Adam, Nora Kelly is still back here as well, as you can see here. Put there on June the 10th, we played "See You in Hell" twice in a church. So now I'm definitely going to hell.
Nice.
And as you can see, these are photos from the Don't Nod Montreal launch party / Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage launch party, Don't Nod Montreal's 5th anniversary party. Mr. Luke Bagados there in the comments, Adam. The set was amazing, yes. And closing my eyes during "See You in Hell," it felt surreal, like I was in the game. Haha.
Oh, is that an oh, that's a Gibson. Oh, she's using the real Gibson.
Yes, the Gibson.
Hey, look at that! Not an Epiphone. That is an that's a Gibson what model was that? E55? No, I'm so dumb.
It's a devil Gibson. Look, it's got the devil horns.
Yeah, no, those are really good models, dude. Like they have phenomenal pickups, dude. Although the Gibson, the Epiphone Dot is also a really good choice. If you wanted to go like a cheaper version of that E55, am I right? Oh no, an E55 is a hollow body. It's a semi-hollow body. I'm gonna punch myself in the nuts, dude. And the Epiphone Dot is, yeah. Sorry. I love that guitar. It's a really nice, solid tone to it. So like those are phenomenal ones.
And you got Yanmar keyboard as well there.
Yamaha.
Well, look at the microphone there. I can't really read it. What it is, kind of.
It's a Gibson SG. I'm so dumb, dude. I'm so stupid. Dumb. Yeah. No, Gibson SGs. I'm gonna show you a picture real quick. Okay. Well, it's what is the heck is that, dude? Ew. Never mind. But yeah, Epiphone SGs too. They go pretty cheap. But yeah, if you want to get one, so this is, by the way, for anybody who wants to get a guitar someday, this is the Epiphone version with looks like just standards. They're not humbuckers. They're those magnetics. I don't know, but yeah, you can see right there that even the Epiphone is 500. So, but they are nice tones, dude. They're really nice.
It's $20 something there. You can credit it payment. Oh my god, that's what the hell? How expensive is that? Is it because it's black?
No, that's the Gibson version of the SG right there. Like
Jeez,
you got,
how expensive is it?
It's a nice tone, dude. They're legendary. Looks like she modded it with humbuckers, dude, because you can see right there, there's the magnetic pickups right there. But I think she modded it to be the humbuckers because that gets much more. Humbuckers really get that nice, like, grungy sound to them, like a nice tone. So, yeah, those are the Gibson.
Save $5 there. You can save $5 for your coupon of a $1,700 guitar. Fantastic. Yeah. That's what we need. I'm more of a Les Paul fan than a Gibson.
Gibson, buddy.
What?
Gibson. That's a Gibson.
Well, Les Paul.
Les Paul's a Gibson. Yes,
I thought
it's the Gibson. No, no Gibson. Do you know who Les Paul is? The guitarist, and that's his signature guitar from Gibson.
I thought they did Les Paul's guitar. I had a Les Paul guitar from Guitar Hero 3.
Yes, and that's made by Gibson. That's his.
I was Gibson face.
I don't like Gibson. I like Les
Do I look
Paul.
like I play a guitar? Do I look like I play a guitar? Exactly.
Yeah, I got my Bangalore over there. I can play my Bangalore. But yeah, no, those are sorry, I had to geek out a little bit. I love those guitars, even though I didn't know the name of it. So like as much as I'm making fun of you, I didn't know the Gibson SGs. So there you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pedestrian talk that for me. I would have known that.
Yeah.
As you can see, Adam, that was Luke's comment, fellow bassist, as he is. And then also as well, Mary put as well saying this became a core memory. So hard. Thank you so much for amazing performance and letting us fangirling during the photo shoot. So yeah, very cool. And obviously you see that as well, that Yanama, whatever it's called, keyboard,
Yamaha.
Ross Geller keyboard. They were
Yes.
playing, so
Ross
very, very
Geller used
cool.
Casio. Thank you very much.
Yes. It's
Yes.
great. That's my toxic trait, thinking I can play all those instruments. Um, right. And Adam, last piece as well here. We're going back to Nat Walker. Yay. Nat
Yay.
Walker is doing Adam Evalt, Johnny Galvatron things here with the keyboard again.
That
Um,
is that is a synth pad.
the synth pad. Yes, he's doing the synth
Yes.
pad thing. So I'm going to let this play in the background whilst you guys. Oh, I just paused the video. Never mind.
Oh well.
Can I play it? Can I play it? Yes, I can play it. There you go.
You have it
Playing
muted, yeah.
Yeah, so you can play it then. Nat Walker's put the vinyl edition of the Lost Records Bloom Rage OST has begun shipping out worldwide. To mark this occasion, I wanted to present some music I composed for the game that isn't available in the soundtrack. Featured in
Mm.
this clip is a piece of score that plays near the opening of tape 2. A lonesome and emotionally distraught Swann is caught in a flashback, mentally relaying and reconstructing an old dialogue she had with Kat, while solemnly exploring the cabin. Solemnly exploring and attempting to reconnect with the cabin that had once been the main hangout spot for their friend group. The underlying chords in this composition were interpolated. Interpolated.
Uh sorry, interpolated. Yeah.
interpolated from Interpolated from The Veil, one of a handful of pop songs I produced and co-wrote for the game with the ultra talented Ruth Radelet and Adam Miller. This piece is kind of like a distinct cousin to the full song, both musically and thematically. Special thanks to the great Ruba I can't read out the Instagram handle for the stream. Link in the bio if you want to order vinyl. Thanks for watching.
Yes.
I'm trying to get to the finish line here. You don't understand the heat. I'm in the heat of the moment here. Adam, Nat
You are
Walker
in
doing
heat.
his musical thing here. Is there anything we've missed here you haven't spoken about with Nat Walker before?
No, and that's the thing, like synth pads are like really interesting. You can put a lot of like samples into it. You can definitely like mess around with it. I think synth pads are really a nice way to get I would use a synth pad more to get like that magical, like he has the chords and the strings on there, and the strings really give that kind of like nice flow to it. Like you can really play with it and like get some good ideas from it. So like it's definitely good for like a background noise. And then he has the lead up there with his I forget what he uses. I believe he uses a Moog. I can't remember what keyboard he uses. But yes. No, it's very nice. Good for him.
Can I
Um,
hook my Les Paul into that synth pad?
let me show you something real quick. Let me screen share something, by the way.
Yes.
If you wanted to pick up a real Gibson Les Paul, might I add,
Does it look like I have $2,700?
$2,800 for a Gibson Les Paul. Is that the guitar you had? Like the kind
No.
of model? No.
I had a Guitar Hero one.
Gibson Les Paul, that much.
Yeah. You got a special financing deal there as well if you want to splash out. No, I've never been able to play a musical instrument. I wish I could. In my head, I think I can play it, but I was a fiend on Guitar Hero on the bass expert difficulty. So that's my Les Paul experience.
Yes. But yeah, the Epiphone ones are only like 550. So the Epiphone Les Paul. So there you go. Yeah. So
Outrageous.
yeah.
Outrageous. And Adam, actually, I completely forgot as well, last piece as well there, because I've messed up the order because I've not been looking at the notes. As you can see here, the Lost Records Bloom Rage vinyl is now sold out on Kid Katana Records. There's still
Mhm.
third party available, but it is now officially sold out via the website. So if you have
Me and
missed
Luke
out,
have our vinyls ourselves, so we got ours.
indeed, Luke Bagados has. Oh, actually, Adam, hang on.
Oh, huh?
An update.
Oh,
Restock.
hey,
New
look at
delivery
that.
end of August 2025.
There you go.
So if you have missed out, you can get still the vinyl, and I would 100% pick it out. The Juice Haunt one's still there as well. So
Yes.
the vinyl is back in stock, and you can order it. Did not realize that. Apologies, people. Almost free you all for a loop there. But yes, that's the end of our news pieces.
Oh,
As
and
we
to
are.
answer your question, can you plug in your Gibson Les Paul into a synth pad? Yes, you can.
Can I plug my Guitar Hero Les Paul into the synth pad?
I mean, you could do anything, dude. Like some of these modders on music modders, they can do. I'm sure somebody out there used a Guitar Hero guitar as like a synth pad. I'm sure they have because I've seen one. My friend Volt Supreme used
Yeah.
bananas as musical instruments one time, like electronic musical, like real fruit bananas.
I remember someone using the Donkey Kong bongos.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm more than positive somebody used the Guitar Hero guitar as like a synth pad.
Yes, I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring back Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how that game went out for a while as well? People tried to come back constantly, and it's just never been able to take off in the same way.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a
great,
shame.
great game, great game,
Yeah.
great series as well. What was your
Mhm.
favorite out of that? Before we
Oh,
finish up,
2. Guitar Hero 2. Straight
number
up.
two.
It was ask me like it depends on the day. It goes between 2 and 3.
Mine was either. I think three was the best in terms of the set list, but I had a very special
Yes.
place for World Tour. I thought four
Ooh.
Guitar Hero World Tour had a very good song list.
Yeah.
Metallica was almost impossible to play because of the songs that
Yes.
are on that. And expert difficulty. It's like I had my
Yeah.
friend back in the day. He was like playing the drums. And I think he like it was an expert plus mode or something. He like had to get a second bass pedal because he could
Yeah.
not play the drums on that. Who's the
No.
drummer of Metallica? Is it Lars Ulrich?
Lars. Yep, Lars Ulrich.
Yeah.
Kind of a sleaze bag, Lars, but you know,
How is
he
he?
is kind of. I've heard stories where he's just kind of like he kind of sucks.
Right.
But
Is
like,
he
you
is
know,
he a Jared Leto kind of sucks person?
different level, different. No,
Oh,
Jared Leto
no.
is completely off the rails, dude. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a different like he's got Jared Leto has his cult on an island, so whatever. He can do what he does.
Yeah.
Lars Ulrich does not have a cult, as far as I know.
Thankfully, yeah. So yeah, I'm more of a Guitar Hero World Tour player though. Haley Williams was the name, which was always an amazing one. He
Yes.
played Misery
Okay, that
Business.
makes sense. Yeah,
And
that one.
then also as well, that was one of my favorite songs of all time that was in that, but we don't talk about that band anymore, unfortunately. Um
Oh, which band?
mm, Starts with an L, and it's to do with being on high buildings and there's tops and all kinds of things.
Oh, well, I don't even know. Like I'm
Uh
like, yeah,
it was
I'm
it was
being genuine here.
Rooftops by Lost Prophets.
I don't know the story behind that.
Oh, do you know? Oh, we'll have
No,
to talk about it on the
I
podcast.
genuinely don't know that. Yeah.
Lost Prophets broke up like 2013, and
Yeah.
the singer Ian Watkins was sent to prison on a life order, like not life order, like he was sentenced on a was it 27-year sentence or something, but the crimes were so heinous, which I'll have to tell you off podcast because I don't want to mention them on here, but like the band just disbanded. I
Yeah.
just seen like the guitarist Lee Gaze talk about it publicly for the first time, but it's high profile in the UK because they're a Welsh band. I don't think it made international news as much,
Oh,
but like
okay. That's probably why I don't know about it, but
yeah, some of the
yeah.
crimes because they made waves in the US in parts because some of their songs and albums went big, but
Mhm.
like they the things that he did was like truly awful. Like I just remember like awful. Like, so I went to their last tour that they ever did, which was the Betrayed tour for their like last album, and it was like when it came out like I think not too long after us, but yeah, it's like forbidden to talk about it. It was one of
Dang.
my favorite bands ever.
See, like that's me with As I Lay Dying. Like I used to love them. The lead vocalist. This was a Christian band, by the way. This was a Christian metal band,
Yeah,
and then he put out a hit for his estranged wife, right? But like he called it off though. He called it off, and then he went to prison for it. And then he came out of prison, and As I Lay Dying is like, you can come back to the band. I was just like,
See,
eh,
that is
yeah.
bad. That is bad, but this is even worse what this person
I can
did, this
imagine.
singer.
Like, I'm not saying, like, that was the most heinous crime, but it's just kinda like, I don't even have
Yeah.
them on my iPod. Like, I have their albums, and like, nah.
But this is where I'm at with Lost Prophets. Like, I had all their albums. I went to their tours. I saw them live. I haven't listened to Lost Prophets song in like 12 years or so. They were my favorite band, like say Paramore, if not even more than Paramore. And it's like,
Oh,
no,
ah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
that's a
will
shame.
explain more to you off podcast because it's just horrible. I don't even really mention it on the podcast. But
Okay.
anyway, Adam, should we move on to our comment of the day? Rage Records.
Yes, Rage Records. Yum.
Rage Records. So as you can see here, Adam, the comment on Rage Records is from at
Oh,
Dr.
this
Noise.
guy. Okay,
And I
whatever.
will explain it here. So, all right, they said. Two things. Number one, we got to get off this toilet going backwards in Australia stuff. First off, that's not actually a thing. The direction of a toilet spins when flushed is entirely directed by the design of the toilet itself.
Which
More
was what I'm
important, number two,
saying. Yeah.
let me don't disrespect Dr. Noise. Let me finish off Dr. Noise and then you can like go after Dr. Noise if you want to.
Yes.
More important, number two, I'm surprised I've yet to hear anyone suggest that the abyss functions as a sort of fifth dimension. I was equally surprised to hear Adam's getting
You're
mentioned
getting heat
Interstellar,
here. Yeah.
mentioned Interstellar, but not mention the concept of the fifth dimension, which gives a person the ability to shift into any moment in time like they would. Could be perfect explanation as to what is happening with the flashes of the characters' disembodied shadows appearing at certain times, as well as being able to interact with surroundings, such as stabbing the piece of paper into the post in the cabin. Fawn's Rest, by the way. No, just Dr. Noise, man. You are.
Lawns rest,
Anyway,
baby.
let me just finish off this guy, this person, whoever you are, Dr. Noise.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my take. I do not believe there's any overarching answer to exactly what the abyss is,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that's on purpose. But I still think that passes through. Sorry, but I still think anyone that passes through it enters something similar into the fifth dimension. All right, now, no more talk, no more toilet talk, you heathens,
See, that's what I
heathens.
mean, though. Like, that's what I was trying to say about the toilet talk. It's like, I don't know why people have such a big deal about the toilets in Australia. They're like, "Oh, it goes backwards." Like, why are you so focused on that? Like,
You're
that's what
missing the
drives me
end of
crazy.
that comment, Adam. Here, he said, "No more talking about toilets,
Well,
you
too bad,
heathens."
Dr. Noise. I'm talking about it. I'm talking about the people that go there, "You do it, go backwards." And it's all Americans. It's all Americans. Like, if the thing about America, right, is that they all think that they are the only country that ever exists. So they go outside of the country, like, why are things like this? Why don't they speak English here? It's just like, dude, I hate Americans, man. They're so dumb, dude. I don't know. They focus on the dumbest things, man. Like they will use American currency in foreign countries. Like, well, they have to accept it. I'm like, dude, I hate Americans sometimes, man. I am one. I hate myself, by the way. But
Mm.
yeah, going into the other heat on me. Like, I'm surprised Adam didn't do the fifth dimension. Bull crap. I'm sorry that I don't have every theory that's just like coming out of my pockets right here. I'll mention Interstellar, but why didn't you mention a fifth dimension? I'm like, I'm sorry that I don't have everything in my little brain right here. To what hindsight is 2020, as they say. Um, but yeah, onto that. Yes, fifth dimension. You can do all that. We can all play 5-dimensional chess right here. But yeah, that's definitely a theory. But like Dr. Noyce had said here, I do not believe there's any overarching answer to exactly what the abyss is, and I'm sure that's on purpose, and that probably is on purpose. Everybody wants to have these theories about what the abyss is, but it's on purpose that you don't explain it. It's on
Yeah,
purpose. Like you keep mentioning with the portal in Stephen King's novel.
11/22/63.
Yeah, like it's not explained for a reason. You just have to be lost in the story of the actual
Yeah,
portal itself. So I'm sure there's no overarching answer, but that's a storyteller's purpose.
I'm going to say this as well because I'm not using this as a defense for Michelle or anyone else of it, but I'm just going to put it out there. If you're looking for an answer and you're so hung up on the abyss, you're going to be very disappointed because the minute he explains it, it's going to make zero sense to you. Stephen King does this so many times in his stories. He intentionally does not do this. I'm pretty sure David Lynch does this in his work as well, where things happen and it's not fully explained. It's the same with Life is Strange. Well, is Max's power really ever explained? Barring the trauma themes and stuff like that, why her? Is it because like what she's done the disturbance on Chaos Fairy? That's the argument for it, that she's stopping something. That, but why her? Why she got specifically Rewind? Why has any other character got power afterward? Why has Daniel got the power of like, the way that he does it? There are hints and shades of things. They never fully explain it. The minute Michelle starts focusing on it, you're going to be like, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. This is why Michelle responded to even Nicefield talking about stuff online and said that you are teetering in a very weird place in terms of the supernatural. Because if the minute you explain it, you're going to be like, oh, well, that's just dumb. And it's like, well, obviously it is. The entire point is it's not important to the story. So the only thing that, for me, if anything, that needs to be refined out is the ideas of the Abyss. What an overarching idea of it, what its powers are, what its mechanics are, what its other things are. The reason you don't need to know its origins for me. It's the same, for example, famous example, Thomas Harris explaining why Hannibal Lecter eats people. It ruined Hannibal Lecter's mystique. And then on top of that, Wes Craven then did it in pop culture reference for Scream, when Billy Loomis is explaining what a motive is to Sid. Like, you basically destroy any integrity of that. So you have to be careful with wanting full answers. If that's what you want, fair enough. And I bet you 100% in your next reaction is going to be like, oh, well, that's dumb. Because it's the same with 11/22/63. Imagine trying to explain that in a story. It'd make no sense. It's just a device to make something happen. And the rest of the story is more important. So for him, all I think Michelle needs to do is refine it and explain, like, if he gives it a morality complex in terms of like the powers and stuff, and it's like, if one side is influencing good or bad from it, etc., etc. That's where I stand on it. So I'm going to give it an unhinged rant on it, because otherwise it's just stupid and devoid of logic explaining what it actually is, though, beyond that. It needs more exposition, but exposition that doesn't go into its full-blown origin roots, because it's not going to make sense to you. And also, I'll put it out there and I'll put my neck on it. He's not going to explain it, because that's just not. This is a guy whose work is heavily inspired by a lot of things. A lot of it comes from David Lynch and Stephen King. They don't explain stuff like this. And you might take critiques with Stephen King with it. Stephen King still doesn't care about it. He still doesn't explain it at the end of it. Look at, for example, Shining. Even his Stanley Kubrick interpretation of it as well, about the Indian burial ground. Is it really explained a lot of the other stuff that's happening there? No, it's just it's creating what's happening. It's establishing that something is off here, but then other things are starting to appear in it. Just my fearing on here. And Dr. Noise as well. I was all for this comment actually at first, thinking like, oh, he's taking pops at Adam and great. Like, look at this, he's throwing shade. But that Fawn's Rest part, that really irked me a little bit, because that's the kind of shit that you'd see in the fifth dimension. So, Dr. Noise, I think you are in the fifth dimension, because that's where I'm sending you, to the Abyss.
The Abyss, yes.
Because Adam didn't have that theory. No, he did not. And it was funny. And I was like, ha ha ha. But Fawn's Rest, by the way, in little brackets, little comment, no, into the Abyss. There you go.
Into the Abyss you go. Sorry.
Yep. You are now in the fifth dimension with your swirling toilet. You are swirling in the Abyss like a toilet, Australia style. So thank you very much for the comment.
Galvatron style.
Yes.
You've
Johnny
been
Galvatron.
galvanized.
Do you know what? There's an origin story I'd buy. If Michelle does the story and Johnny Galvatron comes out of it, I'm all for that. Anyway, thank you for that. Do you want to leave a comment on this podcast or the one that we have upcoming? Leave it. We'll include it in the next episode for Rage Records. I think it'll be the one afterwards, because I'll do another PSA here. I'll be sitting down with Victoria Diamond, hopefully, by the time you get this as well, and have recorded with her. Obviously, she's Dylan in Lost Records Bloom Rage, so we're doing a full talk with her. So do leave a comment on that video or this one, and we'll try and pull out 2 comments for the next Rage Records. And yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm very excited to drop that when it happens, and hopefully it happens as well. I try not to announce things, just not to jinx them. But yeah, thank you for joining us. Before we go, Adam, as well, quick shout out to our Patreon subscribers. So obviously via Patreon, you can support us. And on Patreon, we have Kevin Lackner, Sundy, Clare McLoughlin, YellowFlash, Jake Churchill, Carly, GordbabyMedia, and Kevin Kestis. All supporting us on Patreon. So we have double Kevin action via Patreon, and many, many other wonderful people supporting us, so you can support the channel and just help us do other things. I've got little projects lined up, and there is another probably Patreon incentive coming at some point this month, hopefully. So do stay tuned for that. Anyway, Adam, we are done here. Thank you for joining us. If you are new here, please do like the video, share with your friends, subscribe. If you do not subscribe to this channel, I'm going to take you to Australia. I'm going to fly out to Australia. I'm going to put you in a toilet, and I'm going to start flushing, and you start swirling in the wrong direction.
Oh
That's
my
what's gonna
god.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in the fifth dimension.
Into the fifth dimension. Yeah, you're gonna go into the fifth dimension. You're gonna come into the fifth dimension. You're gonna come out looking like Chris Tucker from the Fifth Element. That's what's gonna happen. So
That's all.
there's fifth, yeah, all fifth action there. So yeah, please do help us subscribe. It helps get us to 2,000 subscribers. And also as well, the Lost Records Journal. It's available on all podcast services. So available on Spotify with a video version, Apple Podcasts, everything. So go and check us out there. And you can follow us, do rate us as well. You can get instant access to the episodes as soon as they become available. And you help boost our visibility. So do check us out. Thank you for joining us. I've gone a little bit hysterical from the heat. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If there are some blundering moments, that's just me getting a little bit heat stroked, tripped here. But yeah, we'll be back next with Victoria Diamond, hopefully, for Lost Records Journal. And then I think straight after there'll be a Strange Cast episode back because there's a couple of things that we need to talk about in there. Anyway, take care, guys. See you later. Bye.
Bye.